Hey everyone, welcome to this tutorial on how to export UVexplorer to PRTG. As you can see, we are here inside of the UVexplorer application. I have a map pulled up here. This is our demo discovery map, so nothing too important here. But we want to export this into a PRTG instance. So let me take you through the steps to do that. Relatively easy. You can have a couple different ways to do it. Select Export to PRTG button up here on the top main bar, or you can right click the map, which I kind of like to do. Go to export, and here are your export options. So you can export to Lucid chart, PDF, SVG, or VISIO. And of course, export to PRTG, the PRTG map, or data only. So there are some differences between these three options. Export to PRTG sends all the data, all the maps, everything as a file into PRTG and exports that over. Export to PRTG map just takes this map, imports it into the map there at inside of PRTG. And of course, export to PRTG data only. This is the one I recommend if you already have PRTG set up. This just takes the data that we've captured, collated about the network, and we send it over to PRTG, and they add it to your system or match it against your PRTG. And that's one request we've had from customers time and time again is, hey, I want to export our data into PRTG, but I don't want to duplicate this map that I've made by hand. And we don't want you to do that either. So we've set it up so you don't have to do that. We will simply just match and look for matching devices and not upload those to your PRTG map. Again, so go to export to PRTG data only, click on that. Here you're going to go to settings and click on, so on PRTG here, there's a couple of different settings here that you have to input in order to get that connection to work, and then we can test that connection. So here you put in the server URL, whatever that is, enter that. Then of course a username and PassHash that has administrator capabilities inside of PRTG. Once that's done, once the username is done, the PassHash is actually found inside of PRTG. So here we go to inside of PRTG. We just go to home. We go here to setup, account settings, my account, and here's your PassHash called show PassHash. And if you click on that, it'll give you the code, and you then take that and put that into UVexplorer right here. Copy and paste that. And then of course the default service API key you should be fine without. You'll then click test, and it'll tell you that the connection to PRTG has succeeded. Now the connection is successful, we can now move the data from UVexplorer to PRTG. So go ahead and close this window and click export. And that will start moving all the data only over to PRTG. As you can see, I don't have a lot of data here, so it says export complete. To view the maps that we've sent into PRTG, you don't go to maps. This is the handmade maps that you need to create inside of PRTG. We don't export to that area. We actually export to devices, and we create a new tab here inside of PRTG. Here you can see the devices I've uploaded. This has some other devices from our demo where I have loose boxes. If you ever do get a map like this with the loose boxes, it's usually because you do not have SNMP or WMI or SSH set up as credentials inside of UVexplorer, and we're unable to connect which boxes are talking to which boxes and connected in that realm. So if you are getting a design like this inside of UVexplorer and we export it to PRTG, just know that's usually a credential issue. Most networks should look like this design down here. Again, much larger as well. We'll also export into UVX Reports. All that data we captured about each of those devices, we put inside of PRTG. So PRTG is actually storing all this data inside of it. So you can go through here and sort this data, find out about asset and inventory, the software, processes, everything about your network is inside of PRTG. Once you have the connection set up between PRTG and UVexplorer and the scheduled discoveries, you no longer have to go into UVexplorer again. It'll just run behind the scenes and export all this data into PRTG. And before I wrap up this video, I actually want to share with you, when you do the PRTG export, some of the features and kind of the benefits we put in there, so you can actually export exactly what you want. So here, if you just go to export on the main menu or on the map, click on export to PRTG. Here are your options. Of course, you have the settings to connect to PRTG, which I already went through with you. But you can export to a certain parent group. You can export the group name as well to where you want it to go inside of PRTG. So you can not have to recreate or like I said earlier, duplicate some of the devices that are inside of PRTG. You can create new groups. You can remove missing devices as well if you like that we have not found and that are in your network or in your network map. And we can also create dependencies as well, which is a huge plus. We have a lot of customers love that feature. And again, we can just export the map only. So that way the map and the data stays here at UVexplorer. We're not going to export that to PRTG, just the map. And of course, we have some other options here, which is extremely useful for companies that are trying to get everything moving easily and quickly. We can add ping sensors for PRTG, and all of these different types of sensors, we can add them to your devices for you. So you can actually simplify your process of configuring devices. When you get a new device in, we'll auto discover it and then attach these sensors to that device for you as part of a discovery, which is a very nice system to have on your side. Again, down here, you just click export. It's going to show a log file down below talking about the PRTG connection configuration, what we're exporting out, and how that's going. We'll let this run for a second. Okay, the export is complete. Here you close that. You can jump now into PRTG. Take a look at what it imported in and all of your devices. Again, that's in the device tab. Here's the UVX map that we exported. And of course, all the data, depending on whether you wanted to export or not, is exported as well. If you have any questions, any issues, please reach out to our support team and ask us. We want to make sure you're getting the maps inside of PRTG as you need, and also that you're not duplicating your work. You're not sending in and having to go through and clean up PRTG after you've done our import. So that's not what we want as well. If there's any questions, you can reach us at support@uvnets.com. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.